Like and subscribe or you will have bad breath for life.
Not even trolling, bro. Someone clip.
Hey, what's going on guys, it's Fortnite Kid here. In today's video we got an insane controller player using Clix W key strategy to win in FNCS. In other news, make sure to watch the video till the end because you don't want to miss out on the most clutch moments and reactions in this video. By the way guys, we are giving away 1000 V-Bucks every single video. Because of all the support you guys showed to this channel, I want to give back to you my loyal subscribers. So make sure to like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and leave a comment with your epic ID so we can contact you. With that being said, enjoy the rest of the video.
As well as the mythic drum gun, but valuing that first shot accuracy coming out, hits the 333 tags. Know he has that player down to at least 101, follows up right away with an RPG tag, looking to continue pressuring forward, has the option to swap to that drum gun if he wants to swap through. There he goes, phasing on through, player trying to retreat desperately down into one of the salty string basements, but Mage is having none of it. Look at the relentless, look at the piece control, already has the ramp behind him, but
That was a close one. I mean, he trades a bunch of damage. Yeah. Everyone shares a few stories together.
Though, Shia, the one thing I am going to say, particularly with the return of official broadcast, as Mage just rips him apart there. That's why he carries the first shot accuracy gun. Wasn't even close. Gets a nice little refresh there.
Yeah, I mean, I can give you an example as well, right? If Sundown was an up-and-coming top player and an idol, and his name was Sunfishy the whole time, he wouldn't have his own brand, right? He wants people to rep the Down clan, in a sense. So, you could have the option to be a fishy man yourself, start a whole trend. I think that's really cool. Make a brand of your own. Make sure it catches on. Make sure it's appropriate. Right now, Mage looking to do nasty things in boxes, though. Once again, ending fight so quick. Did he even miss a shot there?
I mean, both with their pumps. It was just a question of who followed up afterward. Mage doing it with, honestly, probably the most damage-efficient weapon in the game that isn't a heavy sniper to the face. So, well done from him there, making short work of that. And you can see, this is what we talked about. How Lermita was only able to put, I say only, score 45 points, but then we go back and we look right away at the leaderboard and we see in the top is 100 and something points. Those are those players who are that much better than the rest of the field, playing aggressively, and that's what you're going to see out of somebody who won an FNCS Duos week. Mage and Castry are very good, they're very aggressive, and when they're playing at their best of the best, they're going to be able to do things like this. They're rotating away, and again, we're just hopping back on board with Mage as continues running forward. You can see 36 players left alive, but Mage honestly is barely heading towards the zone. You can see it almost every time. If he sees another player, he's running towards them, and you can't blame him. One, the Silence AR, the legendary Silence AR off the start, is going to be ripping people apart, and it also makes him have a little bit more time to get approachable. He has the rocket launcher to be able to force into builds, and then once he's inside the build, he has his choice between the mythic drum gun as well as that epic pump shotgun. I mean, he's looking to full set. He's looking to get points. 7 elims already, up to 31 points.
Yeah, almost matching the amount of players that are in the lobby with the points right now, and my god, like,
dude, he's just better. Like, that's not even, honestly, that's what it would look like. That's what it would look like if I had attempted to play against him. And I know for a fact the player he's playing against is infinitely better than me as well, but Mage is just on another level, and that's something we need, like, we were trying to talk about a little bit during the opening of the show, is there are a level of players who have qualified. Most Sharks have been taken out of this pool. However, particularly when you get to a region like Europe where there are a solid number of both solo and arguably duo players who weren't able to crack into the grand finals in squads and in trios simply because of how packed the region was there, which means you are still going to have a couple players. I think Diego GB is another one who hasn't qualified through and is playing today as well, who got 40th at the World Cup. So there's a lot of high-level players who are still going to be in here. And I mean, for some of these guys, it's going to be their first time seeing this kind of pressure and this kind of relentless gameplay, as Mage is still going forward and doing everything, using his entire kit, sees the player launch pad away, and is still pressuring down on them. He's just going to follow him, Child.
I mean, he's got the pressure out from everyone. This player not showing an ounce of defense whatsoever, just escapism 24/7, is going to be a target for Mage. And I can probably count to 10 and see this fight just ending fast. He gets all the way in. 4 more seconds left. I think he's going to have the edits, have the ability to catch up on repositioning. That's one thing as well. Every time Mage goes for one of these walls, every time he gets it or gets a shot off, it causes the other player to reposition. When that happens, he has another opening to get another shot in, and him being so adept, knowing when these changes happen, he's on your head, whether it's with his gun or his own mind, and he ends that fight in a matter of seconds. This is going to be one of the biggest pop-off games I've seen Mage have, I think, in history.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Apparently, if you say it 3 times, Mage makes him go away. Nice little trick there from the Magician. And he's just going to keep going. You see here, he's looking for shots. He doesn't want to box up. He knows he's about to hit the next round of placement thresholds and continue pushing forward, but he honestly doesn't care. And this is what we talk about, particularly with the eliminations being weighted at 4 per point and with the skill disparity coming through here. He wants to capitalize on those. He wants to guarantee he's playing in that top 600 because, as we said at the top of the show, this is one of the players who you would keep an eye on and say, they could make that final lobby. They could make and be one of the top 100 in the regions. He's probably one of 3 or 4 who are playing in the European Open today who are worthy of that. So if you want to see kind of what a really good player looks like when he's going through, watch what Mage is doing here. Look at kind of the difference. And one thing you noted here is how well he moves with his opponent. The opponent is trying to disengage, but because of the disengage tools available in this season, generally you're always able to be followed. And Mage is just following and destroying and eliminating and saying, you can get out of my lobby. You can get out, and you, all right, bye.
Usually people have timing to carve out a position in zone, especially in the 4th one, waiting for that half and half to tick in, but Mage is literally carving things out with his loadout from box to box. If he sees a box he doesn't like, he's there. He had the option to have 4 floppers, chose not to, just to have some medium range damage with this legendary Scar in his inventory. He has a launch pad he hasn't even used yet, but I assume he would just to get on a box at some point. I don't even think he's planning on staying here for too long here, Sundown. He's just looking to get out and back into another fight as fast as possible.
I was going to say, it looks like he's trying to set himself up to catch people on rotations, but the question is, at what point, if you're playing like this with Mage, do you drop that legendary AR and opt to pick up the floppers? Because he's not really shooting it anymore, right? He's just going box to box at this point. Like, when he was rotating through, like, sure, he was using that as part of his game plan. But now, with the amount of medium ammo he has for that drum gun, I'm not sure I really see kind of the use case for the legendary AR unless he swaps over to playing kind of more of a gatekeeping rifling style. Then, sure, I like it as having the option there. But if he's just going to keep flying at people and going full send, I expect him to go back and pick up the floppers.
Yeah, I mean, at one point in this server, like, especially when that 5th zone finally appears, you're not going to have the ability to actually play box-to-box too much without those consequences. It gets very hard to actually isolate out fights, which is what, although we're seeing him do very fast, is exactly what he's doing. He's getting these one-off instances where third parties don't really have that much of a say, because even if you are the best player in the lobby in the world, if there's another person just focusing you the whole time, it makes you have such a hard time, even against the worst player in the lobby, to finish out a fight. So maybe that's why he's keeping that legendary AR to switch things up, change gears to more so long-range eliminations. I don't think those gears will be changed anytime soon. Right now,
he pulled the zone and is now sprinting out of zone to push somebody on a supply drop.
I mean, hey, I think this is just his world right now. I don't think we can predict much other than he's going to be in every possible box that has even a slight advantage compared to anyone else in the server. And it's Museo that we saw have a fight earlier on, a little bit of struggles getting some walls against Mage. If that's the case, I think that I can say this fight might be over before this care package even touches one of these builds.
But the one thing to note is Emusio does have the high ground advantage, also has the grappler, is going to be able to get himself up, will get a launch pad out of this, as well as, honestly, his... Oh.
Nope.
Nope. Yep.
Nope.
Never mind. Yep. Never mind.
Nope.
Well,
I'm telling you, we can't predict anything.
He should. So I didn't expect him to stay after popping it. I expected him to grab the launch pad and dip, but Mage wasn't going to give him that option. So very well done there. And now we see Mage opting to drop the drum gun. He has now dropped the drum gun for the Mythic AR. He's picking up Sky's loadout plus a pump and the rocket launcher, and he just drills it to the face Mars, Ta, easy. Well, that was easy for Mage. Swaps over to that AR. 2 tags going out, almost hitting the top 20. 61 points right now from Mage. The week 1 duos winner with Castery is a shark in the tiniest of pawns, just cleaning up on everyone in this first game of the Opens. Honestly, I wouldn't expect him to get challenged if at all this game, if at all this round, maybe in the later games, but he looks like he's playing some really good Fortnite today.
I mean, he can still do it if he chooses not to. 4 launch pads that he hasn't touched since the start of this game, mind you, as Sundown said to the first game at 0 points. So 63 points all the way accrued in just 1 game. One of the highest ranked positions, 14 eliminations overall. Now with Sky's loadout, a legendary RPG as well. With so many people around him, if you're not at 100 effective HP, I think your reign is over. We talked about people getting airdrops opened up on the lobby. Even if you're in a good position, if you're in zone, Mage is looking at you and he's going to be at your door in a matter of seconds.
Also, one thing to note, we talk about first and second game. We mean that in terms of the broadcast. For those of you who don't know, this is fully open, which means there are multiple lobbies going on at once. And then as we move through the Invitational, there are still going to be multiple lobbies until we get down to the final week where it will be the top 100. So there is going to be a little bit of differences there. This could be Mage's first game. He could have maybe got a little bit start, or maybe we're just popping in because we wanted to see how he did this. Because right now, 16 elims, has full control of it, and he's done it by playing hyper aggressive the entire time. And this is one of the strategies we wanted to talk about coming out of the first game. How strong can a mythic point be? If Mage... Oh no, he had the grappler as well. Good job to catch himself. I thought he was going to be able to flip over. Sorry, I get a little bit of vertigo every time because I'm definitely afraid of heights. But Mage able to get himself go up there, take the grappler over on the side and maintain his high ground, and also pull over to the correct edge of zone. So now everyone is going to be pushing into him on height with this mythic AR, with the legendary rocket launcher. Epic shotgun, just raining shots down there though. Look at that! Nice little double coming out. 2 rockets back to back, and he can just rain down. Not sure if he's playing Fortnite or Unreal Tournament since rockets just flying from the top down. But Mage wants to clean it out, wants to make it a 100-point game here, Shao. He wants the 20 bomb, wants to get everything out of it. Can he make it happen though? Grappler into the spray. Needs one more. Mage, 20 bomb on the stream. Do it. Second game back. I want to see it. Just do it. Punish the player. There's nothing left for him to do on the low ground. RPG hits. It's Mage's world. We're just living in it. We talked about the shark in the smallest of ponds. The week 1 FNCS Duos winner is going to be able to close this out here in a second. There is not a chance this other player takes it away from him. Like, there's no way. Look at that. Mage takes it out. 20 bomb. 113 points.